Okay, so let's go over the agenda just to make sure that you really want to be in this presentation. I really don't want to see you guys walk out in the middle. It was just really stressed me out. So don't walk out. Okay, so I will start by telling you guys why is it important to have location in your apps, right? And then we'll go over like a couple of design to determine what kind of design pattern that you want to design for your application to have location kind of included in your app. And after that, I'm just going to go into a few key functionality that we offer to help you enable location in your app. And I'll go through a few demos and go through Q&A at the end. And don't worry, if I cannot answer your question here because we're running out of time, we are located upstairs and you can pass by the booth like throughout the day. Okay. So why is it important to have location-aware apps? Well, basically, it answers two questions very well, the where and the why. And those apps assist our users to understand the situation mostly visually, which in turn help the user make a better decision, which result in a cost saving from greater efficiency. So all I just told you right now is just a whole bunch of blah, blah. So I'm just going to go into an example to make you understand what it means in a big picture. So I'm sure that all of you, I don't know if it's the same situation in Europe, every day when I get out of like the house to get to work, I have to drive. There's no public transportation. And before I go out, I have to check the traffic condition using my app. So visually, I can look at all like the little icons on a map saying that, oh, there's an accident over there. Even though that it looks kind of yellowish, it means that traffic is moving. Maybe I want to avoid that road because by the time I get there, it might be blocked and I don't want to be sitting there. As well as there's other route that I see that is green, so it's those alternatives that I want to take, and then the slower traffic that is already there is red. I want to avoid those. So this answers the two questions. Where? Well, I want to avoid all the roads that are blocked, but I want to take all the roads that are green. And the why, it's because they're slow, and you don't want to sit in traffic, and then you don't want to waste money, and waste money after that in like anger management classes. But because I don't know about you guys, when I sit in traffic, I get super angry. So now that we've seen what is it so important to have location enable application. So let's go over how do you determine what sort of application-based, location-based app that you might want to build. So to determine that, you have to pick what approach that you want. But first, you have to understand your end users, because you're not designing the app for yourself mostly, but for your end users to solve a problem and to meet their needs. So what does location play in your application? Well, you can see that there's different icons like showing what kind of application you can build. And then the cow is just a random graphic because like graphic puts that there and I really wanted to use it. So maybe someone wants to build like an application with tracking cows. Okay. So how can I determine what kind of location-based experience that I want to give my user? First, I have to understand a few, and I want to answer a few questions to determine what pattern that I want to pick to design my application. So what value does location give to your users? How will the user interact with location in your application? How do apps consume location? And what are the patterns that I can learn from to be able to determine all of that? So there are different types of application that I can build using a map, right? It's for each pattern, for each design, there are important points to think about. Is the map the main focus of your application? Is a map just a tool to help the user visualize their data? Is a map just there to add some additional information, but it's not really the main focus? And then there's like a last type of application where you don't really need a map to tell the story. You just need location to be enabled in your app. So basically, it's just an interface, and the user doesn't really need a map at the end. So the first example that we can go through, this is a real application which we built using Esri technology as well as Esri services. It's called Collector. So this is an app where you will send a user into the field where they can collect data in the field. So basically what they want to do is it's really highly map-centric. You want to be able to maximize the estate that you have for the map, because they will mostly interact with the map to add like little points and describe what they want to add on the map so they can share that data back with their colleagues, right? So they're just collecting data. So this is an app called Collector. So you can read a bit more about it using the link below. And then there are other apps such as QuickFeed. So QuickFeed is an application that uses our map services. So what it does is that in California, we have a lot of earthquake. So, okay, very well. I guess that they did not like earthquake. So we have a lot of earthquake. So this is an app that most of Californian has to kind of let us know that. I am so sorry. Okay. Okay, the display kind of. Can we pause it? The display kind of screwed up on. I'm so sorry, technical difficulty. Okay, that kind of popped up and then. Great. Okay, where were we? So everyone awake? Like the break is over. Okay. So we all use an application called QuickFeed where it notifies us where there is like an earthquake, right? So basically the person that designed this application did not really need to maximize too much like where in the world there is an earthquake. They're just showing basically letting the user know the most important part of this application. Yeah, the map is important to know where are the different earthquakes occurring in the world. But the most important information is to tell the user how bad was the earthquake. So we can kind of phone our family and ask them how they're doing. And so that's like a very easy way to kind of send the information across to different users, right? So you can see that they have different tool set that helps you navigate the map, as well as when you click on like the different points that tells you where there was an earthquake, it uses a pop-up to like also just show the information at that location. Okay, and then we have the other type of application where the map is just a context, such as a weather app. You don't really need like the map up front to know what's the temperature. However, you need the map to kind of visualize, if you want to, the different temperature, the different weather around the different like cities, right? So basically, in California, we don't really use that because it's always sunny. But We just use the map to laugh at other people because it's raining in the part of their world. So for us, it will be just that the map has a context, and then it's not the main focus of the app. And the next thing is, oh my God, where did my map go, right? This is a 311 app, or what we call a volunteer geographic information app, in a way that this is an app that we use in Redlands, where the different citizen can just pop up the app, take a picture of, let's say they see a graffiti, so they can tell the police that, or the community that we need to clean that up. Actually, they don't need to know where it is because they are already standing in front of the graffiti. So what they need to know is just that they just need to have the location that is embedded in the picture and send back that information back to the city so they can come and then clean it up. As you can see, there's no map. However, you still need location enabled in your application in order to share that information. So after seeing all those different design of map application, well, most users, well, you can guess that they don't just want to put like a stupid dot on a map. They want to do more than this. So our SDK will help you do most of the different functionality that you've seen earlier, such as mapping and data visualization, helps you analyze your different data using some sort of analysis task. We can also help you do data editing and manage your data in the cloud or directly on your device, as well as other functionalities such as, I think that all of you is aware that Google offer finding addresses, getting direction. But all of this, what we can offer more is to be doing it connected or disconnected. So you don't need to have data connection to do all of those functionalities that we offer. Okay, so now I'm gonna go through a quick demo. Actually, it's not really quick. It's most of the rest of the thing. Okay, if one day my mouse can respond. Okay, so this is our landing page where developer.rgs.com, this is all the information that you can get not only on the SDK, but the different functionalities that our company offers. So this is a web page for developers, giving developers all good information of what they can do, what they can find, and how we can help them. So on this side, the SDK and API that we offer, and of course, you're really interested in Qt only. So Qt at Esri, we already have a final release of the C++ API where we support Linux and Windows. But currently, we have our beta released, which also support QML. So all the functionality that you want to do on C++, we also wrap it up in QML so you can use either one of them. So on this website, you'll be able to join the beta program where you can just download the SDK. So there's no commitment. The commitment is just that you signed up for it, you log in, download, and start playing with the APIs. And apart from that, we'll help you. I know how terrible it is. We went through the whole process. We show you how to set up your Windows machine, your Linux machine, as well as your Mac machine that will help you build on the different platform that we support. As well as we have documentation to help you get going into creating your first mapping application. We also offer different samples that if you are not really committed into using the API right away, you can just download the samples and see what kind of functionality that we offer and see are those functionality things that you would like to do. We also have API references that you can browse and know what functions that we offer. Okay. I think that my computer really likes my password. And then you can also go to the forum where we can answer any of your questions. Actually, it's not support people that answer your question. It's really the development team. So basically, I go there once every week to check if my users have any question, and I usually answer them directly, or it's one of our devs that answer them. So you get a quick turnaround of if you're having any troubles installing, setting up, or using the API. So when I talk to you about the fact that we have a sample application, so when you install the SDK, after that you installed it, you can play around with our sample application, which showcase different functionality. Let's say that I wanted to do some geometry functionality on a map. So this one shows you how to create a buffer around a point. So you zoom in. So it's basically, you can create a buffer around a point, or you can create a buffer around a polyline that I just created. And then you'll be like, okay, great, I have that sample, but how do I code it? Well, we thought about everything. You can look at the code behind right here, and you just have to copy and paste it into your own application where you can start playing with it. So you don't have to play with it directly in the sample, and you can have a standalone application that already do those functionality. Well, I kind of lied to you, because if you start with a new application, you might have to change rectangle to application windows before you can run it. And we offer other functionalities such as finding directions. So I can add different points on a map and ask it to solve. And it will give me the different direction that I have to take to get to my destination. You can see how fast it is. You can do that online or offline. This sample shows that you can do it offline, but the speed of it is relatively the same online or offline when you have a good connection. But if you don't have a connection and you're in the middle of nowhere, it's better that you have it on your device. Okay. Apart from that, we also provide a template that gets you going to help you start your new application. So after you set it up, after you set up the SDK, everything is already copied to the right location. So you can just go into Creator, start a new project. So under project, we already have a field called ArcGIS. Just have to pick our template. I'll call my project demo. And I would like to do it on the Mac and on the iPhone. Demo. Okay, so we added a field at the bottom just to remind the user that you need to change the name of your package if you're trying to deploy on Android. Because even though you call your project demo and then the next one demo one, but you forgot to change the name here, it will overwrite your application on your Android device. So let me rename my package. So just with a couple of lines, I added in my template, there's already a map added, plus a layer that will show the map that I have. So I just have to compile it. And ta-da! I have my first mapping application. Okay, that's really fun. But you want to do more than this, right? And we do offer with our SDK open source controls that you can add to your map that is readily available in GitHub. So you can extend from it, or you can just use it as is. So I just want to show you how easy it is to add, let's say, location awareness into your application. So I just need to import the Qt sensor, 5.3, import Q positioning, import the control, my toolbar that I want to add on my map. Sorry, I cannot really type and talk at the same time. It's a skill that I haven't really acquired yet. Okay. And basically, I want to add a position display to my map. And I want to, from my position display, I want to add my position source. And then the next thing I want to do is to add the toolbar that would let me zoom in, zoom out, and add like the little dot to tell where is my current location. So I want to anchor this the top to my parent dot top. And I want to give it a margin. Sure. 10. So we're going to do something more exciting. The template, I can actually deploy it on my iPad already. Everything is already configured to do that. So this is a very stressful moment. I tested it earlier, but you can see anything that can go wrong will go wrong during a demo. Okay, so while this is deploying, I just want to show you. Okay, I think all of you will know my password by the end of this presentation. Please don't use my credentials. Okay, so while this is deploying, I just want to show you. Okay, it's so quick, it's already done. So I'm just going to. You see, it just deployed. It was black. I didn't touch anything. I'm just going to switch the... so you can see. So basically, you have the map. I can pan, zoom, portrait, landscape, and then I just have to click. Okay, you can use my location, and ta-da! I am in Berlin right now. I can like zoom in, zoom out, and all those buttons, like you didn't have to do any coding. Like even me, I just had to stand there in front of you very stressed out, type out those couple lines, and you already have an application that knows where you are, and you can zoom in and zoom out and pan, just using the template. Okay, so let's go back to the presentation. So what platform can you use? Okay, yeah. Maybe I should switch back, right? Okay, so what platform can you use the QML API? Actually, the QML API is really a true cross-platform API that we offer with location enabled. You can use it on iOS, Android, Mac, Linux. Actually, we just support Ubuntu for now, and on Windows. Okay, then I'm just continue with demos to make sure that you guys stay awake and interested. Ooh, the color looks a bit off. Okay, so all those functionality that I showed you earlier, it's fun to have all those functionality, but how can you integrate it into like a real app that actually does something for you? So basically what you see in this application that I created, I have like my base map. And then we have little R's. The little R's are a feature service that I created. It's not someone else that created it. It's all the restaurant that I love eating. So it's all the restaurant that I have visited or I have the intention of visiting. So I created that service. I can have this service running in the cloud or directly I can pull it down offline and running on my device. So as you can see, I'm zooming into Berlin. And I have my location right here. So you can see the functionality of that. And let's say that I want to look for an address that I would like to go to. This is the only museum that I can type the whole name without having issues. And see how quickly that it returns to me the address. And at distance, I use my geometry engine locally on my device to calculate from my point to my destination, how far it is relatively to guide me. So I use kilometers. My map can be in miles and whatever that you want because all my colleagues in the state use miles. Well, I only understand kilometers. So I always have to translate everything in kilometers. So I just pick this destination. I want to create a new route. And ta-da, I have the route from my current location and where it is. So you can see, like, it's kind of hard on this display, but you can see later if you want to pass by the booth, you can play around with this app. You can see little restaurants that are highlighted. Not very well here, but they are highlighted. Those are all the restaurants that I selected that is about 1 kilometer around my route. So if I'm hungry from walking or I'm lost, I can kind of go eat there. So just to show you, so that's like the buffer I created along my route. It doesn't need to be like a regular geometry, like the buffer works on any kind of polyline that you give it. And then I can also check live the traffic. As you know, I hate traffic. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So not only that you can like use a geometry engine to like create buffer, you can also do some Geo Trigger or geocentric sort of operation in your app if you wanted to, if you have notification enabled. And all the geometry is calculated, all that calculation is done on your device, not using a service. So how can I say this? It's not going to drain your battery while you have to wait for a response from the server and everything. You can just do that all locally on your device. So you just have to hook up to the signal handler that every time your position changes, you can see how far that you get into the geometry. You don't have to be bounded with like a point and a distance like other geo fencing or Geo Trigger API that, yes.
Itself, it is from the web download.
Well, I can answer that question after because I'm scared I'm going to run out of time. So, yeah. So, the other demo that I wanted to show you is about how can I share my data, right? You saw that the data was just statically there, and then I'm just consuming a service. As you can see, those are real pictures. You can see that I haven't been here for a very long time. So the different points on the map show you where I have visited, as well as if I click on it, it's like a story map. It shows me the picture associated with the place that I have visited. So let's say that I enable location. I can take. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm kind of like, I can take a picture of you guys, capture it, and how quickly it's just going to sync back to the cloud, add that picture there, and here you go. My boss that is back at the office can see that that's how many people that attended my talk during that time. And then if I wanted to share, I have 2 other colleagues that came with me, and then they're visiting this, like the city. If I want to have them share their picture with me, Michael is in the back with the same app. So you guys can see how fast that this gets updated. It's just not me on my machine, and then you see it. So Michael, did you take a picture? Okay, so I'm just going to refresh. Michael, you sure you took a picture? Like, seriously. It was so fast earlier. Okay, it's just user error. Ta-da! Same place. You can see like the picture from the back. If someone was scratching their head earlier, they can see themselves right there. So it's all done, right now. You don't have to wait like 5 hours later to get your super duper picture uploaded to the service to share with your different users. So, I just wanted to, crap, I'm not going to type it in. So I'm just going to go into, I'm sure that everyone has a question. How can I use your SDK? Well, you can go today, right now, at this minute, wait until the end of the presentation to get downloaded on the website that I show you. And you can do that. And it's free. You don't have to have any commitment. You can test it. And then at the end, when it arrives to deploying and distributing, depending on your model, like what kind of application that you are deploying, your application might be free to deploy. So if you want to talk a bit more about this, our product manager is right here at our booth, so you can pass by and talk about it. So at the end, I just want to thank you all for coming to this presentation. And do you guys have any questions?
This question about where do you get the map data from?
Oh, I was supposed to demo that, but I was running out of time. So, there's plenty of time?
Yeah.
Why did you show me the little card then? Seriously.
15 minutes. A couple of minutes ago.
I know. So from the template, right, you can copy the link up to services, and those are all the different maps that you can use to put into your application. So let's say I wanted to use one of the maps that I kind of like is the ocean map. So I can just copy it and put it in my template.
So the quick answer is
Yes.
from the web.
Yes. Or offline. Offline, you can generate it, or you can generate a TPK, which is like our offline tile format that you can load offline. So we are currently working in our next releases to be able to read native formats such as shape, TIFF files, and JPEG. But this is in a coming release. We don't have it currently, but it will be there because we have other SDK that that already have it. So we just need to add that functionality into our API.
But even now, for the SDK testing purposes,
Mm-hmm.
you are able to download some most possibly licensed or copyrighted data from ArcGIS side?
Well, you can just, yes, you can. So you can just like sign up for a developer account, and from those developer account, you just enter your credential and you can use those too. Yes. Any? Sure.
Could you use any WMS server there?
For QML, I don't think that we have that enabled for now. Yeah. Yeah, it's not fully enabled because I know that the C++ is, but the QML one isn't because it's in beta. We're trying to like cram out most of our functionality in. But this one is not in yet, but it will be soon.
So currently, can you only use your servers?
You can use OpenStreetMap, but we just don't have it enabled yet since it's like a fairly new API. We're just trying to, how can I say this, add as much functionality, and all the different layers that you can add, it's coming.
So it's not QML enabled, it's
Sorry.
C++ enabled OpenStreetMaps.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you probably said this already.
Yeah.
WMS services and connecting to WMS servers through the C++ QWidget
Yeah.
API.
Works.
You can access. What she's saying is from our QML API, which is in beta right now, we haven't enabled that yet. Is that right?
Yeah.
So sorry, go ahead. You
Yeah.
had another question up front.
I lost my question. Is there any more questions? Yeah.
On your toolbar, could you add like polygons or just dots on your map?
No, you can do anything on the map. You can do polygons, points, line. You can even do little. You saw the little pin that I was like dropping. Those are images, right? Yeah. Any more questions? Yeah, sure.
Do you have different algorithms for, let's say, pedestrian routes, driving routes, public transportation?
So right now, the service that I was using, it was a driving like route that it was calculating, right? So it's basically the service that determines what kind of like it's enabled, so we can have that time there. So if the service enables it, then you have it. Yeah. Does it make sense?
Okay, so it's some, it depends on the service that you're using.
Yeah, in the background.
Okay.
To like extract the route, your directions, and everything. Yep. Any more questions? Great. Thank you very much for coming. So I hope.